The fluorescent lights of the Target store hum above me, their sterile glow, bathing the aisles in a harsh, unwavering light. I push a cart with a wobbly wheel down the dairy aisle, feeling the mundane weight of a routine grocery run. I'm dressed in my usual attire, jeans and a faded band t-shirt, my hair pulled back into a practical, if somewhat messy, bun. My eyes, normally observing and alert, scan the shelves for the milk. My thoughts are nothing special today, just the everyday clutter of a typical life. I ponder dinner plans. Remember, I have to call Mom back and mentally note the pile of paperwork waiting at my office. The store buzzes with the sound of shopping carts, the soft drone of the POS system, and somewhere, the distant sound of a child's cry. Reaching for the milk, my hand pauses midair. A sudden feeling washes over me, like eyes boring into my back. I shake my head, dismissing the notion as silly, and grab the milk, the carton feeling unusually heavy as I toss it in the cart. Probably just tired, I mumble to myself, steering my cart toward the checkout. The cashier, a kid who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else, barely looks at me as I pay. I try to make small talk, but it's like talking to a wall. I shrug, collect my receipt and bag, and head out into the late afternoon sun. The parking lot is drenched in shadows, long and stretching. I make my way to my car, the rhythmic beat of my footsteps on the asphalt, my only company. As I unlock my car, my phone buzzes in my pocket, expecting a spam text or maybe a message from a friend. I pull it out as I toss the milk onto the passenger seat. But the message on the screen stops me cold. It's a photo of me, taken just moments ago, reaching for the milk inside the store. My hand is still trembling slightly as I place the phone back on the passenger seat. The image of myself shopping, so mundane yet rendered sinister through the lens of a stranger's camera, lingers in my mind. I try to shake off the unease, telling myself it's probably a sick joke. But the pit in my stomach doesn't subside. As I start the car, my mind races with questions. Who took these photos? Why me? I glance around the parking lot, but it's just the usual scene. Families loading groceries, carts being pushed, nothing out of the ordinary. Yet everything feels tainted now. Every glance potentially sinister. I decide to call my best friend, Mark, hoping to get some rational perspective on this bizarre situation. His voice, usually a source of comfort, seems distant as I explain what happened. Alex, that's messed up. You sure it's not someone you know pulling a prank? Mark's attempt at lightening the mood falls flat. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a prank. I grip the steering wheel tighter, my knuckles whitening. It feels deliberate, like a warning or something. All right, look, don't overthink it. Just get home safe, okay? And keep your doors locked. Call me when you're back. Mark says with a seriousness that's rare for him. The drive home is nerve-wracking. Every car behind me feels like a potential follower. I keep checking my rearview mirror, expecting to see the ominous presence of a stalker's car. But there's nothing. Just the normal flow of traffic, the normal world moving on, oblivious to my growing fear. As I pull into my apartment complex, the sense of relief is palpable but short-lived. The reality of the situation sinks in. Someone has been watching me closely enough to take those photos without being seen. I grab the milk and my phone, locking the car behind me with a decisive click. The safety of my apartment is a small comfort. I know I'm alone, but the walls feel like they're closing in, suffocating me with the weight of unseen eyes. I sit on the couch, staring at the phone, half expecting it to buzz again with another ominous message. But it remains silent, leaving me alone with my racing thoughts and the chilling realization that someone out there knows me, watches me, and has just sent a very clear message. The uneasy silence of my apartment suffocates me. I can't stay here. Not with the weight of those anonymous, menacing messages pressing down on me. Grabbing my keys, I decide to go to Mark's place. He always knows how to calm me down, bring some sense back into my rattled brain. As I head back to my car, the stillness of the night feels like a blanket, too heavy and suffocating. The familiar streets I've driven down 1,000 times suddenly feel alien and threatening. My eyes dart to the rearview mirror every few seconds, expecting to see that same car from the Target parking lot. And then, as if my fears have conjured it, I notice a car. It's nondescript, a gray sedan, but it's the way it's driving that sets off alarm bells in my head. It's keeping a constant distance behind me, matching my speed a little too perfectly. Panic surges through me, raw and primal. I grip the steering wheel tighter, trying to think. This can't be happening. But the gray sedan remains, a constant presence in my rearview mirror. I make a sudden turn, not signaling, trying to throw off whoever is behind me. For a moment, I think I've lost them, but then I see the headlights, turning the same corner, still following. I pick up my phone and dial Mark, my voice trembling as I speak. Mark, that car from earlier, it's following me. Alex, listen to me. Stay calm. Where are you? Mark's voice is steady, a stark contrast to my panic. I'm heading towards your place, but this car, it won't stop following me, I say, glancing again at the mirror. The gray sedan is still there, relentless. Okay, don't come here. It's not safe. Drive to the police station, now. I'll meet you there, Mark instructs, his tone leaving no room for argument. I nod, even though he can't see me, and make another turn, this time heading towards the police station. The sedan continues to tail me, but now I have a destination, a glimmer of hope. The chase seems to go on forever, every turn I make mirrored by the car behind me. My heart pounds in my chest, my breathing shallow and rapid. The streets blur past me, a dizzying array of lights and shadows. Finally, the police station comes into view, a beacon of safety in the night. I pull into the parking lot, my entire body shaking. The gray sedan slows down, hesitates, and then, to my immense relief, drives past. I sit in my car for a moment, trying to catch my breath, trying to process the terror of the chase. I'm safe, for now, but the fear lingers. The knowledge that someone is watching me, following me, haunting me. The police station's fluorescent lights are too bright, too harsh. As I recount my ordeal to a disinterested officer, Mark stands beside me, his hand on my shoulder, a silent pillar of support. The officer jots down notes with an air of skepticism, suggesting I might have mistaken a coincidence for a chase. Frustration bubbles inside me, but I push it down. They don't understand. They didn't feel the terror, the certainty of being hunted. I leave the station feeling hollow, the officer's words echoing in my mind. Probably just a coincidence. Mark offers to drive me home, but I decline. I need to be alone to process this nightmare that's become my reality. The drive back to my apartment is quiet. The streets now empty and eerily still. Every shadow seems to hide a threat. Every sudden noise, a potential danger. When I finally reach my apartment, I lock the door behind me, the click of the lock sounding like a gunshot in the silence. I drop onto the couch, my hands trembling as I go through my bag. And then I see it, a receipt from Target, but it's not mine. I didn't get a receipt. My blood runs cold as I realize what this means. The stalker was there, close enough to slip this into my bag. They're not just watching from afar. They're invading my space, my life. I sit there, the receipt clutched in my hand, as the reality of the situation washes over me. I'm not safe, not even in my own home. This person, this stalker, is playing a game with me, and I don't know the rules. I spend a sleepless night jumping at every sound, every creak of the old apartment building. As dawn breaks, I make a decision. I can't live like this, constantly looking over my shoulder. I need to find out who this person is, why they're doing this. The story ends with me sitting at my kitchen table, a plan forming in my mind. I'll start at the Target store, ask if they saw anything unusual. Maybe check the security cameras. I have to do something, anything, to regain control. But as I stare out the window, watching the sunrise paint the sky in shades of orange and pink, a chilling thought crosses my mind. What if this is exactly what the stalker wants? What if I'm playing right into their hands?